My name is Maureen. I'm at the Athulya Ayurvedic Medical Center and Research Center. The reason as to why I'm here is because I was diagnosed with cancer in 2014. That was back in my country, in Kenya. I'm a Kenyan. So in 2014, I went through surgery because they found a sarcoma, which is a cancer of the thigh. I went through surgery. Thereafter, it was followed by radiotherapy and then chemotherapy. This was not an easy encounter for me because, as you are all aware, the effects of chemotherapy and radiotherapy are so devastating to the body. It has a lot of side effects. My hair fell down. I was so weak. I became pale. My white blood cells also decreased, which put me at a risk of infections. So I finished my treatment in 2015 May, and then we proceeded to India, New Delhi, for a PET MRI, just to check if everything was okay. In 2015, they didn't find any cancer cells, and we went back to Kenya. We stayed in India for about 2 weeks, that is in New Delhi. Now, in 2016, November, as I was going through my follow-up with my doctor back in Kenya, they saw something through the chest x-ray. And the doctor recommended that I do a CT scan, which I did. The CT scan suggested there was a mass and that they need to rule out metastatic tumor in the lung. So in November 2016, my doctor, my oncologist back in Kenya, suggested that I travel to India and do a PET MRI, which we did. We came to India again in December 2016. PET MRI proved that indeed there was a metastatic lesion in the lung, and I was scheduled for surgery. During my surgery, they realized that there was some fluid in the lung, so they had to do also chemotherapy after the surgery. This was a big blow to me because I had already experienced the side effects of chemo. But we gave it a try all the same. So we went through the surgery, and I also had to go through chemotherapy again. In the middle of my treatment, I developed a blood clot because they had inserted what we call a chemo pot. So that had contributed to the fact that the flow of blood was not going well. And so I developed a blood clot as a result. This chemo pot was removed, and my chemo medicine was also changed. And this was also a big blow to me because, again, the side effects were more worse than the previous drug that I was on. So we did the chemo, and we went back to Kenya. In January 2018, I traveled again to New Delhi for PET MRI. Again, the news was not good. The cancer had come back again to the lung, and this time it was not only the lung, it was also next to the spinal cord, D8 vertebra. So again, I went to my doctor and we discussed what are the options. I asked the doctor, can they just remove this lung? And the doctor said, no. We can't remove the lung because of where the cancer is, but you'll have to do chemotherapy again. This time, I think I was really shocked because it was just 8 months after the other chemo. So I was wondering. And the side effects were unbearable. We talked with my husband and we agreed that no more chemotherapy. When I was sent to my oncologist, we discussed the options that were there, and we decided to do radiotherapy. I did radio back in Delhi, and then I was advised again to do chemo after the radio. And I said no. So I went back to Kenya. In Kenya, as I was thinking of what is the best option for me, I decided, no, let me Google alternative medicines. And that is where I find Athulya Medical Center and Research. And I said, no, I'll have to read this in detail to see what really happens with Ayurvedic medicine. So I went through their website and I was looking and I was reading all about this alternative medicine. And I said, let us give it a try because chemo, honestly, I did not want to do any more chemotherapy. In my mind, I used to ask myself, is this drug, are they really working? That was my question. And I remember asking the doctor, why is it that I've had chemotherapy twice and the cancer keeps on coming back? And I said to myself, together with my husband, that no, we'll have to try alternative therapy. And we came to this center. We met Dr. Jacob, whom we had already communicated with through the emails. And we discussed about the treatment. There's the detoxification part, of course. The treatment here in the center takes about 21 days. I have not experienced any side effects, I would say so. as compared to chemotherapy. The drugs are safe, they have timings, they have proper timings, and that helps also in your planning for the day. I would say when I came initially, I had a bit of cough, on and off cough, which I used to have, and some discomfort in my chest. That is no longer there. So I can testify and say that these drugs are amazing. Anyone who is outside there and wants to visit India for Ayurvedic treatment, please come to Athulya Center and you will be helped by Dr. Jacob. Honestly, he has done a tremendous job, and I keep encouraging people, don't give up, because there's hope outside here. Thank you.
My names are Margaret Rachwanyo, mother to Maureen Rachwanyo. Maureen, my daughter, has been suffering from cancer from the year 2014, soft tissue sarcoma, and it has been a tough journey for us. I can't say it's been easy, but I thank God because He has given us the grace, the strength, and the unity from the whole family. I thank God for the husband who has been very supportive. I would like to advise parents or any relative who has a cancer patient that these patients need support more than anything else. They need people, they need love around them, they need people who can take care of them, and they need people who can reassure them that this is not the end of life. When you hear of cancer, the shock that comes to your mind is that your patient is dying the next minute. But I want to confirm that this is not the case. We need to reassure our patients that there is hope. Maureen has gone a series of treatments, just as she has mentioned. And finally, after discussion, they decided to come and try the Ayurvedic medical treatment, which is natural. This is medicine that is from the natural gifts that we get from God. There is nothing that affects the patients even in the use of the medicine. They do not have side effects. I want to confirm that we've had a very good stay since we came to Ayurvedic Medical Center. The doctor, the workers, the other doctors, as well as the staff, are very supportive. They treat us well, and we thank God because He directed us to this center. I believe that from this day forth, those who have seen this coverage will not hesitate to come and give it a try, and we thank God for everything. Thank you.